Oh my goodness, this is insane. Why do I have these? It's like a game in and of itself to get the stuff to go back into the cabinet. It's not pretty, but it works so well for us.
A palette of gold, gold, gold. A palette of gold, gold, gold.
Well, hey everyone, it's Natalie. So glad you stopped by my channel to hang out with me today while I get some serious decluttering done around our house. And it's another Messy to Minimal episode. I haven't done one of these in a long time. If you're new here, Messy to Minimal is the decluttering and organization series that I started on my channel 2.5 years ago-ish. Within that first year, I went through every single thing that we owned, every nook and cranny, and Weston and I got rid of over 90% of our stuff. Yes, we counted. And it was just in an effort to live a more simplified life. Sometimes we call it minimalism, sometimes we just call it simple living. Whatever it is, I wanna feel cozy and I don't wanna feel stressed out. Right now, I'm feeling a bit stressed out. We have some clutter creep going on. The last few months have just been crazy, crazy busy with remodeling our house, with building a homestead, growing kids, homeschooling, adding a couple of new family members, and all of the clutter that comes with that. It's just real life. I'm keeping it real with you guys today. We're gonna work on the hot spots around this house, and hopefully by the end, get rid of some stuff, reorganize some stuff, repurpose or rehome some other stuff, and have a more simplified, peaceful home. If that sounds good to you, give the video a thumbs up, drop this emoji in the comments, and let's get started. Okay, here is what it was built as the breakfast nook for this home originally. I have plans that I've shared before to turn this into our school and like computer lab room, homeschooling space. Right now it's just kind of multi-purpose. We just have a conglomeration of a bunch of different stuff. This is kind of like a little hobby room. I've got plant starting supplies in here that I've got to go through and take care of. We adopted kittens last week, and so I have some supplies that are still in here. The kittens have been moved out to our bonus room. That's all heated and comfy and fun for them. There's just still some stuff in here that needs to go. And then we come to like the actual function of what this room was meant to be, and that's like to house our homeschooling stuff and apparently my half-opened makeup bag. And if you're thinking to yourself, Natalie, that room does not look that bad. Oh, just you wait. My office, I'm so tempted to go pre-tidy before I show you what it looks like in there because it's crazy. Try not to think of that. Let's deal with the room at hand. Paper clutter in your house from kids drawing pictures and you just don't know what to do with it, but you can't bear to throw stuff away. Sketchbooks, game changer. Typically on a decluttering and organizing day, I like to keep myself on task by not listening to the voice telling me to start cleaning. I really wanted to wipe down these windowsills. I noticed some dirt and grime in our window tracks, and I just had to ignore that and move on. I could spend so much time in a room detailing and cleaning, and that time would be taken away from the task at hand, which is going through our inventory and finding things that don't belong. Today, however, I had to get my vacuum out because while I was cleaning up in here, I noticed that there was still some kitty fur left behind after we had our new rescue kittens sleep in here for a couple of nights after we adopted them. They have since been moved to our warm, secure bonus room that we have in our shop building on our property. It's the perfect cozy home for them and they love it in there. And I am so excited to introduce them to you in an upcoming video. But if you'd like a sneak peek, I've been sharing them over on my Instagram. So I will link that below. They're the sweetest, most precious pair of kittens and you're gonna love them. But for now, let's get back to decluttering. Okay, this room is looking so much better, and it just feels better knowing that I don't have extra stuff in there. We have a box. I always take a box and a garbage bag with me when I do decluttering. I can donate some stuff, throw away some stuff. It has some hostessware in it because we had some guests for Easter time. I still need to bring this back out to the garage, but I may be finding a spot for this in here. We shall see. We have our stack of things that need to go back to the library. And then you can imagine with the rest of what I just took out of here, a little kitten gate and a little package of kitten food. Decluttering isn't always just throwing stuff away. Sometimes it's finding stuff that's in the wrong spot and rehoming items around your house or in your storage that need to go. I'm gonna do the Dana K. White method and declutter without making a bigger mess. So right now, before I move on to the next room, I'm going to pause and take this stuff where it goes. Okay, before I move on to hot spots in the kitchen, I'm in the dining room area, general area. The dining room is just a table and chairs, so there's nothing to declutter technically in there. But I'm here at this bar that we have at the back of our island, and I have some storage cabinets here, which just kind of have a random assortment of things in them. I thought that I would store hostessware, table linens, and stuff like that in here. And it does have that stuff, but I also have like old tiles that we had for our project that I just have stored under here. I've got like the blueprints and stuff that we used for putting together our kitchen cabinets when we remodeled, paint samples and stuff like that. So there's stuff that definitely doesn't belong, things I can pass on. And then what I'm thinking is I will put hostessware, like that serveware, and linens and stuff in this cabinet. But we have a second cabinet here that I would like to utilize for storing my laptop and cord. I'd like to put some camera supplies in here because yes, I have an office that's kind of like a studio and I can put some of that stuff in there, but I need it close at hand to access when I'm filming out in the rest of my house. I'm not filming in my office, I'm filming out here. And then also I wanna put my gel manicure set, like my supplies and stuff that I have for that, in this cabinet as well, because this is where I sit to do that. It's great lighting, I've got outlets here at the bar, I can sit here and do my nails, and I haven't done my nails anywhere else in the house since we got this remodeled. It might not make sense to some people are organizers by category, so if it fits into the beauty category, everything has to go in one place, and I'm just not like that. My style of organization is much more, if I use it and grab it in this spot, if I look for it in this spot, this is where it belongs. And sometimes people will find interesting things around my house, but you can thank ADHD for that. We'll just call it my superpower, how about that? Don't need paint samples anymore. Don't need the tiles anymore. Looking much better in here, and there's actual order, and this whole cabinet has a very clear purpose, a clear intention. So we have some daily linens that we use, like placemats and stuff. We have our gold flatware that we use when we have guests over, some coffee serving supplies, which this is in addition to like the few coffee mugs that I have in my daily cabinet. When we have family and friends over for holidays, there can be 25 to 35 people here. So we definitely need to keep a few extra on hand. And then we just have a basket for like casual get-togethers of disposable flatware and plates and stuff like that. And then I have a candle shelf, which there are a few other candles that I have in random places around the house that now will have a home when I find those, and I can just pop them up there. So that cabinet is looking great. And then over here, I just need to do a quick little vacuum out. We've got some sawdust and stuff in here that's actually still here from when we remodeled and installed these cabinets. And then I'll be able to make this sort of the Natalie cabinet. Yay, these cabinets finally have some organization and a clear purpose. This makes me so happy. So just like we did with the schoolroom, I'm gonna declutter without making a bigger mess and get this stuff where it goes before I move on to the next room. Alrighty, looking better, feeling good about what's in there. Added a few more things to this box, some donatable, some trashable. Definitely will be donating these. Actually, I'll probably offer these to family first. I just had a couple of these different style crystal goblets that I found under there that we never reach for because we use the more like wine glass style. And then I have some nail polishes that I don't use anymore. I donate perfectly good cosmetics to a specific place here in Washington. So I'll link that below for you guys if you're in the area and you want a place to donate that to help women in need. So adding it to this box of stuff, and now we're going to move on to one hot spot in the kitchen. As you can see, this is just real life, you know, messes and stuff, which I'm not here to clean. We have breakfast situation, smeared butter on the countertop. I'm trying to ignore all of this to just work on what I've got going on this lower shelf. My kids are literally banshee shrieking right now, and it sounds like they're taking flying leaps off the bed. In the bedroom down the hall, you're gonna hear that in the background. Hashtag mom life. But as far as this corner cabinet, this is called a Super Susan. As far as this goes, the top layer is working beautifully. This system for all of our dry goods, flour, pancake mix, rice, oats, it's amazing. It works so well, and I'm very happy with it. And the organization of this spot has really maintained itself, which is awesome. However, the opposite is true for what's going on here on the bottom shelf. I also unpacked a box of stuff. Oh, there we go. See, stuff is just falling to the side. It's difficult to spin around. I have too much stuff in here. I unpacked some stuff from a moving box that I found in the garage when we were working on getting that all set up for the kittens out there. I have doubles of cake pans and sizes and stuff that I don't need. Here's something that I can probably just say goodbye to. Cupcake liners. I don't make cupcakes. If I'm gonna make cake, I'm gonna make a cake, not a cupcake. And I probably wouldn't even think to use the liners anyway. So this is something I can probably safely say I have never used baking cups, ever. And if I was going to, like if I had a need for these, I would probably get those silicone baking cups that you can reuse. Storing these, why do I have these? I've never used them. I like to keep stuff like this on hand for when I make a meal for a person in our church or a family or friend who's in need, like someone has a baby or has some illness that they're going through. But Weston actually has a collection of these with his barbecue stuff that I could just add this to. It doesn't need to live down here. Okay, that is better. Not perfect, but better. I have our two his and her aprons, a little bit of cheesecloth, my bread bowl, sprinkles, some of those like cake decorating, like supplies, candy making, stuff like that that I did choose to keep on hand, cake pans, bundt cake pan, and then like the everyday pans, casserole dishes and stuff that we use. And apparently a shrieking child in the background, but that looks better. And then this is what is going into the donation bin. I did have these like Lazy Susan corner bins at one point. I got these before we even remodeled, which, word to the wise, take it from me, wait to get organizational stuff until you actually are in your new house, until you actually have the remodel done. Don't buy organizational stuff in advance. Every time I do, I regret at least one of the things that I buy, and it's so not worth it. That's just been my experience. Some of this stuff is perfectly good. I just don't need it and won't use it, so it's going. Bye. That hotspot is done. Stuff is in the box. And as far as the rest of the kitchen goes, honestly, the organization has been holding up really good. I mean, it's not perfect, but it's not totally falling apart. It's just, you know, we live here, so stuff looks a little helter-skelter sometimes. But there's not really another hot spot around the kitchen that needs help. There's just, you know, lots of crumbs and abandoned sandwich making supplies because now the kids are playing outside. There's always something to clean, always something to tidy, but I'm focusing on those hot spots for this video. And that was one of them. Feels better. Oh, and there goes a waffle at 2:28 in the afternoon. It's one of those days. Okay, moving out of that side of the house into the center of the house, which is our living room, to the one hot spot we have here, which is this TV cabinet unit thing we've got going on here. Oh, he's riding his bike with no helmet, but the helmet is hanging off of his handlebars. I've got to fix this, then I'll tell you about the TV cabinet. Hey buddy, the helmet goes on your head.
I saw Bunball is riding.
Oh, cute.
I drove past it.
Could you put the helmet on your head, please?
Sure.
Okay. Maybe some shoes on your feet too?
Okay.
Can I throw you your shoes?
I don't need shoes.
Okay. Where was I? This cabinet here I have shown before, and it just continues to be the bane of my existence. And not the cabinets themselves, they're actually really nice. We got these at Target, and it's 2 of them put together. I get questions on these all the time. The cane front allows for nice airflow with our Xbox running. It's actually just the stuff inside and the way it's all situated here that it just drives me a little bit bonkers. This isn't even the bad cabinet. This one over here, which is where we store some games and stuff. Oh my gosh, this is not working for me. My kids love games, but it's like a game in and of itself to get the stuff to go back into the cabinet. Oh, it looks like the little shelf in there is actually crooked, like broken or something and leaning. So this is gonna take a lot of the work that I've gotta do here, but I'm gonna work on this side first, just to go through this bin that I have. Again, I don't really like bins, but sometimes you need them for little scrappy stuff like this just to keep it contained. But this doesn't even belong in here because we actually have our Nintendo Switch out in the bonus room in the garage, and the kids play out there and hang out with the kitties. Weston works out there. So we have some stuff that actually belongs in the garage, some other stuff like these orange cords that we got a long time ago that we have better alternatives to, so I can just declutter some stuff and rehome some other stuff. So let's do that. Found several cords that we just have consolidated with some other cords that are better. Can donate those. I can also donate this. We have an Apple TV like receiver thing that our new TV is actually built in with. And then these for our Nintendo Switch. These are going to go out in the garage. These are getting donated. This is looking so much better in here. We got some Xbox stuff on the top, extra controllers, those are charging, headset, DVD case. I have a little bin here for a hot water bottle or a rice pack or whatever if we've got aches and pains and we're sitting on the couch. And then I keep this bin for toddler and baby toys for when my nieces and nephews or my friend Tess brings her little ones over and we want like specifically baby toys. My kids don't store any toys, any of their toys like out here in the living room. All of that is in their own bedrooms, so we keep this stuff separate. So that is looking better. And now we are moving on to this beast. And as I'm looking at it here and hyping myself up to tackle this, I'm really feeling like the best solution is just to not use this cabinet as our game cabinet, especially because we've actually added to our collection and I have a tote in my office that we're storing other games. My mom got the kids some games for Christmas. I got Haley a couple of games for her birthday. My kids love games. Just don't love trying to figure out how to store them. Do any of you have a solution? I'm open to special baskets and bins if it really helps. So send me links or offer solutions and ways you do it. For now, I think I'm going to take everything out of here, turn this into our book cabinet because we need a spot for books. They're just kind of scattered everywhere. We have a lack of storage in this house. We do not have a coat closet. We don't have a linen closet, so there's no closed off area for us to store the things like board games that we were storing in our closets. Like we had all of our board games in our entry closet in our old house, and that system worked great. This does not. So let's take everything out of here and find a new home for it, probably on a shelf in my office. And as I go, I'm not just gonna like transfer stuff straight into there. I'm going to go through this stuff just to make sure that we don't have like a 1,000-piece puzzle that only has 400 pieces left. Like that sort of thing, I need to declutter out. The other stuff, I just need to find a different place in my house for. Oh look, another cord. Oh, look at those kids living in the 90s with no pressure from social media. I'm going to donate Candyland because my kids never play it. And I actually want to get the more classic version, and we're missing lots of pieces. So I got this at a thrift store and it wasn't complete. That is why the shelf was crooked. There's literally only one of these brackets left and I can't find the other 3. So right now the shelf is just kind of sitting in there. Probably see if I can order some on Amazon. In the meantime, I'll stack books in here in the open space as I find them when I go throughout the rest of the house. I actually think there's a box, like a moving box of books in my office. I feel like everything in this declutter is culminating into what I have to do in the office. Again, it's crazy, but what's in here is looking good for now. I'm gonna move on into the pantry because it needs a little help in there. It's not too bad, mostly just like empty boxes of stuff that were put back on the shelf or empty things of laundry detergent. Actually, I do have some restocking to do because I headed to Target the other day and they had some stuff on sale to restock. So kind of the opposite of decluttering right now because I'm putting more stuff into our stock, but that's the nature of pantries. Everything is in order in here. This pantry, it's not pretty, but it works so well for us. Very little in our lives is actually Pinterest worthy because it's function over fanciness for us. This works so well. And I can come in here and tidy it up. I've been filming for 3 minutes. Like I can tidy things up so fast when they actually have an order to things. And the huge reorganization that I did in this, it's really holding up really, really well. It's been like this for 2.5, 3 months now. Yeah, about 3 months now. It's going really great. It's great to have this second fridge in here. Store our little grocery bags in there so we can reuse them. Found a good bundle of stuff, mostly like empty food packaging and stuff that just needs to go get recycled. I am going to call it a day for today and pick up the camera tomorrow. So I'll see you then. Hello. It's the next day. Welcome back. I am feeling both motivated as well as overwhelmed, which is kind of a weird mixture of feelings, but I'm rolling with it. I decided after taking a peek into my kids' bedrooms that the office space, this space right here off of our primary bedroom, is definitely the worst spot in the house and it deserves more of the attention. So that's what we're gonna do for the rest of this video. I was going to make this like a whole house declutter with me and go through all of the rooms, but you know what? If there's anything I've learned through decluttering and simplifying, it's that you chase after peace. And I will feel more at peace getting this space done. I also wanted to work on cleaning some stuff out of my closet, but I think that'll also be a separate messy to minimal episode, maybe like a summer closet clean out capsule wardrobe video. Stay tuned for that, as well as a kids clothing and toys room overhaul episode of Messy to Minimal. Today, we're gonna work on this beast of an office. It's so bad. Did I pre-tidy in here? No, I did not. In fact, the exact opposite happened, and a certain little 5-year-old made her way into this room and knocked over a tote that I had of stuff. And it is even worse in here than it was yesterday. This is pretty embarrassing. Let's take a look. Okie doke. Oh my gosh. This room. I want to cry. So the moving boxes that I have on this shelf, these are the only ones left from our move, and they hold things in them that I've been waiting to set out when we do certain remodels. So this dining room one, this needs to go in like the schoolroom. I think I have a printer in there. I have to go through these. I don't know that I'm going to get to all of these today because I think the priority in here is just to get the stuff up off the floor, get a little bit of organization and order in this place. There is stuff in here that I haven't even touched probably since Christmas time. We have this old drone that's broken. We don't use it anymore. We upgraded to a better one. I have wrapping paper and gift boxes and stuff like that, along with just random stuff that I have thrown in here that I wasn't able to take care of while we were doing a bunch of remodeling and renovations in our house and on our property. I have big plans for this office space. I want built-in cabinetry and a beautiful desk area, and I want it to be cozy and functional and just a really inspirational place to be. Right now, that's not where we're at. I have to be really honest about like the season of life that we're in. We haven't been in this house even a year yet, and we've already changed so much in the house that I just have to keep reminding myself that stuff takes time, and I want that to be an encouragement to you guys. If you have a room like this, a space like this, a garage like this at your house, you don't even know what you're looking at anymore, you haven't looked through this stuff in months, you are not alone in feeling overwhelmed by it, but you can get through it. There will come a time when you can get through it. I'm not gonna get through every single thing in this room today, but I am gonna make some serious progress. If you have anything to declutter around your house, it doesn't have to be the worst room in your house like this office is for me. It can just be a drawer that you need to declutter. Why don't you get on up and do it with me? It's always nice to be able to work with a buddy. I'm glad you're here. Let's tackle this.
Oh, it's so good to be free. Your rules don't apply to me, no. I blow away all the pressure to measure up to what don't mean nothing. Oh, it's so good to be free, yeah.
I've already made good progress. I'm feeling like Chessie from The Parent Trap. I don't know, maybe it's the fluffy hair and the denim shirt. I'm just getting Chessie vibes and I'm not mad about it.
No slave to society, no. I realize that to fit in is quitting.
Another moving box unpacked. Only taken 9 months.
As me.
Yay, found the books.
I don't need the look or the trend. I'll be the least cool of my friends. You can have all that. I won't please the pack, 'cause I'm free.
And there's our printer. Yes.
Be whatever I choose to be. Oh, it's so good to be free.
Making lots of progress on this shelf here. I actually thought I would have to bring in another shelf to complete this project, but I think with what I'm decluttering out of here, I don't have to, which is awesome. I had 2 boxes that had homeschool stuff in it. A lot of it was books. A lot of it I'm actually donating. We're moving on from Kids Have Grown. Well, we don't need it anymore. And so I was able to consolidate a few things into this one box. I have a lot of like decor items, like display items for our eventual homeschool room. These are things that I've had for years. They're really special to me, like this Little House on the Prairie set of books. This is my original one, and I want to keep it for when I build shelves and have a nice little display area in this house's homeschool room. I'm just not there yet. Okay, This side of the room is looking so much better. It is not perfect, but it is progress. I'm always trying to keep in mind progress over perfection. And I'm gonna try to make some more progress now on this side of the room.
Oh, it's so good to be free. Your rules don't apply to me. No, no, I blow away all the pressure to measure up to what don't need nothing. Oh, I'm finally free.
Well, that was 3 hours of my life well spent. And if you would have told me 3 months ago, 9 months ago, that it would only take me 3 hours to get through all of that, I would have picked any Saturday to do it. It's crazy how fast this process goes, especially after doing it for a while, how we build it up to be this huge thing in our heads that somehow we can't do it and we have to set aside days to get through stuff. There are projects that take days. This one, however, nope, 3 hours later, and I have an office that is the cleanest and tidiest and most minimal it has ever been. This was truly messy to minimal. This lived up to the series name. I have everything for future remodels. So I have my office remodel in these boxes. Actually, in these 3 boxes, I have my homeschool room remodel in that box up at the top. We have some household stuff here. Our games are fitting here just fine. I have some craft supplies and stuff here on this shelf, some things that I use for photo shoots or staging videos. Around here, I have some stuff on the bottom that's for my bedroom remodel, so decor pieces and stuff that came from our old bedroom. I didn't even go through any of that. I'm sure there's stuff that I could declutter out, but I had to do what was priority. This big eyesore of a pile in the corner is just how it has to be right now. I just ordered from Amazon a organizer for rolls of wrapping paper and bags and stuff like that. I have kids' Easter baskets, probably just going to take those out to the garage. This tote here is gifts and stuff that I collect throughout the year for the kids or for friends and family that I keep in this tote close at hand if I have to put a gift together or if I'm planning for a holiday. I have a bag of Old Navy returns that need to go. Sewing machine is in that tote. I have another bar stool in that box. It's just, you know, multi-purpose, multi-use, but at least I can sit over here at my desk or I can sit over here at my little electric piano and have some peace and some space in my mind that's not being cluttered by the clutter. It's contained. We decluttered so much. Let me show you this pile. Here it is. Oh my goodness. This is insane. Everything over here, this is all donatable. I'm not sure about the drone though. I'm gonna ask a question about that, but everything else is like perfectly good stuff that we're gonna pass on. This box is the only box that actually has garbage in it or like recyclables. And right now I'm gonna insert a clip of the pile of all the other stuff that I found throughout the house yesterday. Weston actually already took that pile out of here, so I can't show you everything all together, but you can just add it up in your mind. This is a lot of stuff. I will say most of this stuff that I found to declutter, I mean like a good 90-95% of it is stuff that I packed when we moved, stuff that I found in moving boxes. And guess what? I decluttered as I was packing those. So I ended up finding a lot of stuff to not take with us when we moved. It's just crazy how much simple living and the principles of minimalism have become more and more important to me, even in a bigger space with more room, more elbow room around here. It's still so important to us to keep things simple, and I feel so much better and lighter moving on from this stuff. So I hope you guys enjoyed coming along with me today as I did some extreme decluttering. The spaces through the rest of the house are feeling great, and especially this office. I'm so proud of the work that I did in there, and I'm eager to get in there and edit this video for you guys. It's been a while since I felt excited to be in that room, and it just feels good to take a breath and move on from this stuff. If you guys enjoy my Messy to Minimal series and you like those satisfying befores and afters and seeing the process of stuff, then you'll enjoy my House to Home series. It's where we've been documenting all that we've been doing in our home renovations and remodeling and stuff that we're doing outside as well. So make sure you check out that playlist next and subscribe, turn that bell button on so you don't miss future videos from me, whatever series they're in. But thanks so much for spending a little part of your day here with me on my channel, and I'll catch you later.